Hey y'all, it's Tuesday, May 27th. This is your free News Arkansas daily briefing where we skip the fluff, skip the spin, and just break down what's really going on across the state. Hope you guys all had a great Memorial Day weekend. Let's get into what happened. So we're going to start today with a federal budget proposal that could affect 4 Arkansas airports: Harrison, El Dorado, Hot Springs, and Jonesboro. These airports rely on the Essential Air Service Program, which is a subsidized program created to keep commercial flights available in small rural communities like these after airlines were deregulated in the late 1970s. But the program could face a $308 million cut in next year's federal budget. That budget states that the program spending is, quote, out of control, and it's more than doubled between 2021 and 2025. Now, airport leaders at these 4 small airports in Arkansas say that the impact would be serious. Judy McCutcheon at the Boone County Airport in Harrison said if the quotes go through, quote, it would just be private general aviation, end quote, adding that businesses on the airfield, including car rentals and jet fuel sales, would take a financial hit. Right now, all 4 of these airports are served by Southern Airways Express, which connects places like Harrison and Hot Springs to larger hubs like Dallas or Memphis. The airline says it's the lowest cost bidder for many of these routes, and it remains committed to staying in Arkansas. Congress hasn't made a final decision on what it's going to do about this, but Arkansas Senator John Bozeman says the proposal is still just that, a proposal, and that he'll be working to make sure that rural access isn't lost. Next up, the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission is rethinking how dispensaries are allowed to move locations. This comes after a controversial relocation of a dispensary earlier this year when Osage Creek Dispensary moved from Eureka Springs to Springdale, sparking complaints from nearby competitors like The Source in Rogers. Right now, dispensaries can change locations with minimal regulation and no public input, and that's raising eyebrows from those across the industry. The commission will take public comment on this at its June 5th meeting, with plans to finally create a formal rulemaking process for relocations. Any final rules would still need approval from the Arkansas Legislative Council before moving forward. Advocates like Melissa Fultz say that dispensaries should only be allowed to move to underserved areas, not to simply chase customers in more profitable markets. Over in crime news, a convicted murderer and rapist who used to be a police chief in Gateway, which is a small town in Benton County, he's on the run after escaping from an Arkansas prison. Grant Harden, 56, slipped out of the North Central Unit in Calico Rock on Sunday afternoon through its Sally Port, wearing what officials described as a makeshift law enforcement uniform. It was not a Department of Corrections outfit, and all issued equipment, guns, etc. are accounted for. Authorities say that if you see him, he should be considered extremely dangerous. An image released by the Stone and Izard County Sheriffs shows Harden before escaping pushing a cart in a black outfit with what looks like a badge or logo on it. Harden was sentenced to 30 years for murder and 50 more years for rape, including the 1997 rape of a Rogers Elementary School teacher. If you see him, do not approach him and call law enforcement immediately. A former technology director at Mount Vernon Enola High School goes on trial today on multiple federal child pornography charges. Blair Michael Williams, 33, is accused of possessing and producing child pornography, including videos with minors and screenshots of online conversations that have spanned several years. Investigators found roughly 500 explicit images on his school-issued Google Drive account, including a video involving Williams and a 17-year-old in a Jeep, which deputies later found the Jeep outside his home that had a matching deer sticker to the one seen in the video. Williams is in custody in Faulkner County, where he faces 7 federal counts. A separate state case is also pending, with a pretrial hearing scheduled for June 3rd. Over to politics news. Michael Mason, a former president of the Little Rock School Board, has announced he's running for House District 79 in the House of Representatives. This seat is currently held by Representative Tara Shepard. Shepard has said she plans to run for the Senate District 15 seat that is currently held by Senator Fred Love. Now, Senator Love is term limited, so that will be an open seat. Mason has worked as an equal opportunity specialist for HUD starting back in 2001. He also worked for the City of Little Rock in Community Development and General Services and in former North Little Rock Mayor Pat Hayes' office. Mason has said his campaign will focus on safe neighborhoods, public education, small business, and family values. The seat that he's running for, House District 79, includes Southwest Little Rock, Mableville, and parts of Alexander. You guys have heard a lot of talk about the proposed prison in Franklin County. Now a national nonprofit has been filming with residents who oppose the new state prison that is planned just north of Charleston. The group is called You Are the Power, and they teamed up with local organizers for interviews and a screening of the documentary Calls from Home, which explores the emotional impact of incarceration on families. Of course, you may remember Governor Sanders had announced plans for a new 3,000-bed prison on 815 acres of state land last fall. Locals worry about long-term impacts to their community, but the state argues it's necessary to address overcrowding and improve public safety. And our last story, a nearly $1 million contract to help state employees navigate student loan forgiveness, was put on pause last week by legislators. The contract would pay Little Rock-based Aptus Financial to help government workers apply for the federal Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which forgives student debt after 10 years of service and qualifying payments. But lawmakers on ALC, the Arkansas Legislative Council, say they want more time to review the deal, especially with uncertainty about how the program might change at the federal level under the Trump administration. This contract was projected to grow to more than $2 million over 7 years, and some lawmakers question whether it's a wise use of state dollars for a program that only applies to public employees. So that is it for today's Free Arkansas News. Real news, no filters, no lectures, just what's happening around the state and why it matters. If you like what we're doing, help us grow by subscribing, sharing, and sending us your tips. We'll see you tomorrow.